Hey guys, it's Siobhan with Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a quick energy update on the full moon in Gemini, as well as the Schumann Resonance, the current space weather, the 12/12 portal, and leading up to the winter solstice, the eclipse, and the new year. So first and foremost, we've got a lot going on. All of that laundry list of activations and portals and energy influxes and all this fantastic stuff is really giving us this needed and extra boost to move into this new decade. So first and foremost, I want to start off with the Schumann Resonance. So as you guys know, as I previously reported, we've received an all-time high of frequency energy from that 158 hertz power peak, if you want to call it that. And it's been an alternating period of calm and then an influx of energy after that. So we've had like this pillaring effect where we have a high and then we have a low, and then we have a high and then we have a low. And the highs after that 158 are around 74. So they've been fairly consistent in that, which is interesting. It's kind of reaching this almost halfway point. And then creating this pillaring. So what are the pillars for? The pillars are, first and foremost, they give us a break in between. If it was just constant energy all the time, we would get overloaded and we would burn out. So these pillars kind of act as, what's a good word for it? Like it's a structuring effect. It's kind of like a scaffolding effect. It's allowing us to have this firm foundation to build upon, because what do pillars do? They support structures. So this is supporting us in our ascension, in the inner union, and being able to ground these energies to embody the change and to go through any kind of process that we need to go through individually. But yeah, so we've definitely seen a lot of activity as of late and recently on the Schumann resonance scale. On the other hand, when it comes to space weather and the sun, which we usually correlate with increased activity in the Schumann resonance, it's completely the opposite. The sunspots are completely null and void. So we have had no sunspots for the last 266 days so far in 2019. I mean, that's not consecutive, but the last 29 days in a row have been spotless. So that's almost a month. If this continues for 3 more days, spaceweather.com is saying that this will break the space age record for blank suns in a calendar year. So the previous mark was 268 spotless days in 2008. So this is a historically deep solar minimum, and solar minimum is it's essentially when the sun is less active, and so we don't experience as much of the solar winds and the geostorms and all of these things that we normally associate with heightened energy frequencies and Schumann resonances. So the question is, why are the Schumann scales going off the charts when the sun is not doing anything at all? Well, that's a lot to do with the cosmic energy that we're receiving. So this is no longer right now solar energy. This is cosmic energy. This is coming in from elsewhere in the solar system as well as in the galaxy. So we're receiving a lot of cosmic upgrades that are assisting us in our ascension portion of this journey. So that being said, right now is December 12th, and the 12th is also, we're in the 12th year, the 12th month. This is the 12th day, and the full moon in Gemini is occurring at 12:12 a.m. So it's a lot of 12s all in a row. This kind of synchronicity doesn't come about very often, and I think that this is the first 12/12/12 since December 12th, 2012. So this is a big one, and it's even more so because of the 12:12 a.m. I mean, that's going to be a little bit different for everybody depending on where you live, but just generally speaking, that's a pretty significant synchronicity, and numerologically speaking, it is significant. So 12 boils down to 3 when we reduce it. So it's 333 and 33. So that's a lot of 3s. It's all about the Ascended Masters, the Holy Trinity, the expansion and the expression of that Ascended Master self, and incorporating the aspects of this foundation. So it's the 3 sides: the mind, the body, the spirit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. We have, the three pillars, basically, that are allowing us the structure that we need and the firm foundation to move up. 3 is also three-sided triangles. It's the strongest shape in nature. So this is giving us the opportunity to activate our Merkaba, because the 3 and 3 are the three sides to the triangle pointing up and the 3 sides to the triangle pointing down. So we are activating and balancing this union within the self to create and activate this Merkaba activation to ascend. Basically, we need the Merkaba to be able to reach higher states of consciousness, and to do that we need to make sure that our physical body kind of comes along with us, because it's all one. Mind, body, and spirit are in triplicate, and they have to work together as a team. You can't leave one behind when you're in the physical body. Otherwise, you transcend, or you transform through the death process. So for us to ascend in the physical body, we really do need to make sure that the body is up to snuff when it comes to the consciousness level. So all of the cells need to be responding to and in harmony with the consciousness level and the frequency therein, as well as the higher self. So when we get all of these factors in line and into alignment, I've been seeing a lot of terminology or references to alignment through synchronicities in my own life. So this is something that we are actively working on. We are aligning these different aspects of ourself into a whole self so that we can bring union and ascend. So this is a 10-day portal starting now, the 12th day to the 21st. Again, it's the mirroring effect. Same thing with Gemini. It's the twins. It's a mirroring effect. So the 21st is the winter solstice. This marks the day where we have a balance between light and dark. And this is exactly what this is bringing awareness to. It's the balance between light and dark. It's the balance between as above, so below. The lower pyramid and the higher pyramid, the pillars, the foundations of our experience of our existence. And then we also have the mirroring effect, which shows us ourselves clearly so that we can understand and rise within. Then we have the new moon solar eclipse, which is on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, depending on where you live. But this is fairly significant as well, because solar eclipses are always very consciousness expanding. They bring light to areas that we really need to understand, or they remove the illusion that we previously attached to, or that we so deeply believed in, that we made real. So this new moon, again, it's a new moon at that point, which is this rebirth. And with the birth of Christ happening on Christmas, that's what we celebrate. It's this birth of Christ consciousness, or should I say rebirth of Christ consciousness, because any birth is really just a rebirth. We're never born once. We're born infinitely, 1,000 million times, over and over and over again, just as we die infinitely and transform over and over and over again. So this Christ consciousness, that 333 code, this mirroring effect, is allowing us to see all aspects of self, to bring them into union, and therefore to become aligned. When we align with all of the aspects of who we are at soul level, the dark and the light, we're able to ascend. And ascension is simply union. It's bringing these things into conscious awareness through unity understanding. That's essentially Christ consciousness in a nutshell. So from there on out, we go into the new decade, the new year, January 2020. I mean, this is technically still Gregorian calendar. It's not, there's many different cultures that celebrate many different New Years, but from the perspective that we have here, abiding by this calendar that we've chosen to interact with, this is fairly significant as it does breach onto a new decade. So this isn't just a new year, it's a new decade. And this gives us a new, fresh, clean slate to work with. Now, that being said, New Year's resolutions and the like really only create change if you take action. So this new year isn't going to give you a fresh, clean slate if you don't actively participate in that process. So this is an opportunity for us, but like all opportunities, I always say we have to seize them. We have to act on them, and we have to be consistent, because when we create any type of change, it is important that we continue and persevere, because there are always opportunities to revert back to the way we used to do things or the way we used to think. And in those moments, it's just really good to be conscious of the flip-flopping or, the regression, although I really don't believe that anything that we do is regression. I think that everything that we do, no matter good or bad, forward or backward, it's all valuable, it's all valid in the eyes of the creator, because this is a creative expression, and whatever we choose to do is valuable in that light. Also, I wanted to mention that I've been seeing 71 and 17 a lot, and so I'm not quite sure what this one's about. 7 is a very spiritual number of spiritual seeking, and 1 is an activation, a new beginning, and a call to remember to be positive or to think positively about an outcome. 7's also lucky. It's my lucky number. It's also about trust. So this is, I guess, trusting in the new beginning. Just as I'm speaking on it, it's kind of coming together. Trust the new beginning. This does give us an opportunity for spiritual advancement should we choose to seek that. And if we don't, then that's fine too. Again, this is all just a mirroring effect, and whatever we see in the mirror is valid and important, whether it is lower vibration or higher vibration. It's all part of source. It's all part of the experiment and the expression. So I think that is everything I wanted to discuss today, other than, one more thing before I go. I wanted to mention that I've been feeling called really heavily lately to eat grounding foods. So particularly potatoes. I've been feeling really drawn to potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, any kind of a root vegetable, or other kinds of produce that's grown in the ground. So even leafy greens and celery and stuff like that, anything grown in the ground, which I mean, technically everything is, but like fruits grow up on the branches. So anything that is physically connected to the earth at a growth level can help you to ground some of this energy. That's what I've been guided to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it may help if you guys feel that you need to ground as well. Other great ways to ground is obviously just to go outside. That's a quick and easy method. To, go hug a tree, go sit underneath a tree, go walk on the ground barefoot if you can, if your climate allows for it. Other ways are through visualization, just creating roots down into the earth, or, consciously interacting with that earth energy through intention. You can also use grounding crystals like tourmaline or black tourmaline, hematite, black obsidian, that kind of thing, that will help to kind of keep you secured and grounded. And I've been receiving a lot of information as to why this grounding is so important, because we really don't want to overcharge our systems with these highs and lows, with this pillaring effect. It's important that we remain grounded so that this energy can move through us rather than getting stuck in us or being blocked by us. So if you think about it as electricity, if you get struck by lightning, you have a higher chance of surviving if you have some kind of a ground where the energy can move through you rather than staying stuck inside you. It would blow you up, basically, if that was the case. I mean, not physically and not literally in this energetic circumstance, but when we compare it to electricity, it's very similar, because it is the same type of energy, just different. So when we have these high frequencies energies come in, it's important to ground, because we want this energy to move through us rather than getting stuck in us and creating a bit of an overload. So that being said, work with the energy with your highest intention at heart and in mind. Intention is the strongest thing that you can do when it comes to ascension. So that's why bringing things to consciousness and to our awareness are so important, is because it allows us to really create a crystal clear intention which produces results. All right, guys, so thanks so much for listening, for watching, for tuning into the channel. If you resonated with these messages or if you'd like to stick around to hear more, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I put out these energy updates whenever I feel called to do so, or if we're having full moons or new moons or any kind of special circumstances, as well as energy peaks and reporting on the space weather. I also do general spiritual chit chats or channeled information that I share with the collective. And new monthly horoscopes come out every month for all of the signs. Thank you guys so much for being here, for listening, for participating in your ascension journey, and for sharing love with the collective. I love you, and we will see you next time. Also, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, all of the information will be in the description box below. Just hit the show more button to get a drop-down list of all of my services and offerings. If you're needing any additional support as we go through these portals and these big shifts into the new year, then please reach out to me at siomcg41@outlook.com. I've got lots of different tools and services to provide to you to assist you into this alignment and going forward through your spiritual seeking journey. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.